What is happiness? Happiness is different for everyone. And the biggest problem is that most people allow the environment control what makes them happy. Just to give you an example, I've been living in many different countries, in poorer countries, and I noticed that in many countries where people are more poor, they are more happy. And this does not have to mean that they are truly happy internally. But they have a smile on their face, and I believe it's also a habit to be happy, to have a smile on your face, because it allows you to influence the environment in a better way. So I've been in sales pretty much my whole life, and I just had to train myself to be happy, to be positive, and to put a smile on my face, because that was the only way for me how to, earn my money. So once you put a smile on your face, you be happy, you be positive, then you will also feel it. And when you feel happy and positive, you can influence people also in being happy and positive. Okay, so it's actually happiness is one. It's a habit. You can control your happiness from the inside out. But it's also based on your unconscious goals. So our brain produces dopamine when we are getting to our goals, when we have a vision in our mind, and we try to achieve it. Um, this can be, external goals, creating something, business, whatever, or buying that thing that you want, or getting that girl that you want, or whatever, or getting a certain validation in a social situation. All these things are wired to produce dopamine, and but you have to understand, most of the time images from the environment are put in us externally, and then we chase something, and it makes us happy for a short period, and then we get back to baseline again. And because we are in the wrong habits, eating the wrong food, um, watching the wrong things, having the wrong habits, chasing, the wrong substances that give us a short high but then a crash, instead of, the substances that expand our mind and make us see life with more depth, and that take better actions. And once you start changing that, then you will start to have a long-term perspective, connect dopamine to the right habits, and creating a clear image for yourself, creating a clear vision. You can be happy, because if you don't have a clear vision, the the external world keeps on putting external images inside of you. Then you keep chasing those external images. You feel pleasure for a short period, and then you're back to baseline again. And that's because you're stuck in automatic habits that are not beneficial for reaching a timeline and a reality that makes life worth living. And that's the point of life, in evolving to your full potential, developing your habits, controlling your focus, watching the right people, and then from that standpoint, making the life you want to live. And you should connect happiness to that. You should connect your dopamine to that, controlling your habits, controlling your thinking, and taking actions towards your long-term vision, and not really letting your energy be influenced by the people around you. And because if you let your energy be influenced by the people around you, you have to be very selective. Okay, what kind of people am I hanging around, and how are they influencing me? Because you will start to connect dopamine to the wrong things. You will start to like the wrong things. You will start to do the wrong things, because you will start to trigger dopamine towards the wrong things, because your vibration will be influenced by the mixing of with these people which have a certain perspective. And then you will start taking actions towards things that trigger dopamine, that trigger happiness, but it's actually just a program that's externally put inside of you. And I believe true happiness comes from within. When you go within, listen to your own heart, listen to your own feelings, listen to your own values. What's good, what's wrong, not what do you think, what's good, what's wrong, what you've learned, what the rules are, what the book says, what the news says, what the people surround you say. No, how does something feel? Does this feel good or not? And once you start to operate from how things feel instead of what you think, then you can find true happiness. I felt from a young age it was very toxic to be stuck in a 40-hour work week. It's not possible. It's not life worthy. I would rather kill myself than be stuck in that situation. And I'm not saying that this to depress you, but this is what my value said. Okay? This is what my feelings said. And if it's something that allows you to still be free, location independent, and you can do it without feeling that you're working, okay, then it's a different story. But if you go to a job you dislike and you have to keep on doing you don't want to do, being in a building, being in a situation you don't want to be, that's not life, that's a jail. You're stuck in jail. Okay, you're a slave that way. And of course you cannot be happy being there. Of course. And then you will feel unhappy and you will go to a doctor and the doctor will give you pills instead of asking, oh, do you like your job? Do you like your study? Do you like the people you surround yourself with? Do you like your life right now? If the person would ask this, the answer would probably be no. Your body is just communicating, hey, listen, fix your life. And once you start listening to those feelings, if you experience negative feelings and your feelings are saying, hey, fix your life, change this, change that, and you don't take action on it, of course you're not feeling happy. But the moment you listen to your feelings, you listen to these negative emotions, you understand, oh, I'm feeling these emotions because of this stuff in my life. And your unconscious mind already knows why you're feeling these feelings. Your conscious mind just has to figure out why are you feeling these emotions. And once you solve these negative emotions, once you solve the problems in your life that are causing these emotions, that's the moment you can start to feel good again, because you are now on a timeline where you don't have to think. You can just follow your feelings, you can just follow your intuition, and you can keep taking actions while living the lifestyle, while living the life you want to live. And that's the point of living, attuning your habits where you have the most freedom, evolving your habits, evolving your perspective, evolving your skills, where you gain the most freedom. The timeline where you gain the most freedom is the timeline where you have evolved your habits, evolved your skills, evolved your perspective, and controlling your emotions. When you have all these things in place and you have created the awareness about the right things, you're free. You're totally free. You can live like me in a camper van, living around the world. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna live like this my whole life, but for this period I definitely will, because it's amazing. I can be wherever I want to be. I don't have to stay stuck in one place. I can control my habit, make these videos, and I can wake up next to the beach every day. So yeah, for me it's amazing that developing certain skill, developing certain habits can bring you. And that's the power. That's the power of of your emotions. And when you listen to your emotions, you can reach true happiness when you are on the timeline where every day becomes a better day. Not a higher number on the bank account. Of course, it's a tool of living the life what you want to live. But most people, they put more value on the number on their bank account than their own life. Just to give you an example, they buy an expensive house, they go in debt with the bank, they go in debt for their car, and then they have to work 40 hours, sometimes more, to pay off the debt, to pay for a house they only sleep in, to pay for a car they only use to go to their job. So 90% of their 80% of that they are awake, they are working, and then 20% they are using the stuff they are working 80% for, 90% for. And actually they're using their brain 100% the whole day about their work. So they work the whole day to just have a better visual around them. Like they've created a golden cage for themselves. But it's not worth it. I rather, work very little and just be free and, you know, lower my expenses and just you know, focus on myself, be happy, focus on my soul mission instead of, you know, being stuck in a mental jail that's forced upon you. It's like people are slaves in a golden jail right now, and people aren't capable of seeing this. They don't have the depth of awareness because they are stuck in a vibration that's forced upon them, that controls their values, that controls their focus, that controls their thinking, and they are not free. They are stuck in an ocean of motion where their perspective is controlled. And you can only find happiness when you get back in your own energy, control your own habits, control where you are living, which country you're living, which location you're living, the when you wake up, when you go to sleep. When you are in control of your own life, that's where real happiness is. Okay, so yeah, I really hope this video helps you out. If you need any help, click on the link below. Click like, subscribe, and the bell button. If you have any question, put it in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.